Fredo Santana. Born Derek Coleman on July 4, 1990 in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up on the south side in the infamous neighborhood of Parkway Gardens, better known as O Block. He had two brothers. He was raised by his mother and grandmother, all living in the same household. His father would be in and out of his life, still young and running the streets himself. Growing up, his family didn't have a lot of money and would struggle to get by. This would compel Fredo to go out and get some money of his own. A product of his own environment, he joined the Black Disciples and began selling to support himself when he was just 12 years old, resulting in his first arrest shortly after. Over the next few years, he started to gain local attention for being in the streets. Around this time, he would also start playing with the idea of rapping but wasn't taking it too serious. He would experience more jail time and lose many friends but was determined to make it big by any means. He was also the older cousin of Chicago artist Chief Keef, who was just beginning his rap career. Keef would invite Fredo to the studio with him, but Fredo was too caught up in the streets. Keef would start working with DJ Ken, a producer from Japan who had moved to Chicago. He helped Keef to gain his initial buzz in the city and has been influential in several other Chicago artists' careers, as well as Fredo Santana, who eventually came to the studio after seeing how serious Keef was about his craft. He would start recording music, but he was more focused on Keef, who he managed in his early career before releasing any projects of his own. Keef had also begun to work with another popular Chicago producer named Young Chop. On March 11, 2012, the video for Keef's song I Don't Like, produced by Young Chop, was released on YouTube. The song was from his upcoming mixtape Back from the Dead. It would go on to become his breakout song, gaining over 30 million views before the original version was removed from YouTube. The song featured Chicago artist Lil Reese, who would name drop Fredo in his verse, putting him in front of the masses. Now with a bigger audience, Fredo dropped his debut mixtape It's a Scary Sight on September 20th, 2012. In 2013, he reached new heights in his career, starting his own label Savage Squad Records, releasing his second mixtape Fredo Krueger in February, his debut album Trappin' Ain't Dead on October 31st, which contained features from Kendrick Lamar, Pee Wee Longway, Chief Keef, and more. He dropped a tape with his artist Gino Marley, as well as released his mixtape It's a Scary Sight too. He also appeared in Drake's music video Hold On We're Going Home, playing the man who kidnapped Drake's girlfriend. Although Fredo had found fame, he wanted everyone to treat him as a normal person. His humbleness made him respected in the industry. In his music, he rapped about struggle, pain, and his experiences in the streets, a lot of which had been traumatizing. Because of this, Fredo would self-medicate. He continued to drop music but seemed to slow down, dropping only one mixtape in 2014, Walking Legend, one mixtape in 2015, Ain't No Money Like Trap Money, and one mixtape in 2016, Fredo Mafia. In January 2017, he released the mixtape Plugged In. Fredo was still struggling with his demons. He continued to self-medicate, resulting in him having seizures. He was hospitalized after having a seizure in March. He was diagnosed with idiopathic epilepsy and prescribed medication to treat it. Despite the medication, he would still continue to have seizures. He still managed to release his second album, Fredo Krueger 2, in September, but suffered from another seizure the following month, leaving him hospitalized once again, diagnosed with liver and kidney failure. He would make a breakthrough after this, beginning to fight for his sobriety, encouraging others to do the same. Unfortunately, the damage to his body was already done. On the evening of January 19, 2018, at around 11 p.m., Fredo's fiancée discovered him unresponsive at their home in Los Angeles. He had suffered from a fatal seizure at the age of 27 years old. An autopsy revealed he had developed cardiovascular disease. Fredo leaves behind his son. He will live on through what he has accomplished while he was here and will always be a Chicago legend. Rest in peace, Fredo Santana.